In order to give you an idea of the potential of eXp's revenue share model, I want to compare it to an orthodox approach to being able to retire. So we're going to take a 5-year retirement plan, and if you wanted to, in 5 years, live off a residual income of 1.5 million rand per year, you would need a capital amount of about 30 million rand invested in the stock market, that you didn't touch that capital, and you would be able to draw out about 5% per year to keep up with inflation. And that way you could draw 1.5 million rand per year indefinitely out of your investment. So how close are you to being able to do that? To having 30 million rand in 5 years' time that you can invest and then live off. Now, if you're not on track for that, I want to show you another way using eXp's revenue share model. So at the top of the screen here, you're going to see the revenue share numbers. I'm not going to go into this in detail because we've done this at another time, but the main principle is the more agents you personally attract to eXp, so they are on your first tier or your front line as we call it, the more levels of your network you unlock to earn revenue share in. And the numbers are on the right hand side here. So for example, when you've got 5 people personally enrolled on your tier 1, you've now unlocked to be able to earn down through to the second level of your network. And on the second level, for each agent, you can earn up to 24,000 Rand per year. That's if they're capping. If they don't cap, which is 600,000 Rand gross commission, they pay in 150. If they don't pay in their full 150, you don't get the full 24. Let's say they paid in half their 150 for the year, they only paid in 75. You'll get half the 24. You'll get 12,000 Rand on that person on level 2. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Now, before we can show you the revenue share numbers and the potential of the model, we do need to make some assumptions about what the average agent in South Africa or within eXp is going to do. And I'm going to take what I think is some really conservative numbers here, but we're going to assume the average agent sells 6 homes per year, and the average property price is going to be 1.5 million Rand per home, and the average commission they're charging is going to be 5%. Now, if that's what the average agent is going to do in a year, then they would earn 450,000 Rand gross commission for the year. Of that, they will pay 25% to eXp, which in this person's case is 112,000 Rand. So if you've understood how the capping system works, this agent has not capped. They didn't reach their 150 for the year. In fact, they've only got to 75% of their cap. But that's okay. We're going to assume this as a conservative average. Now, if that's the average, then this is what the revenue share can produce for you. We are going to set ourselves a goal over the next 5 years of attracting at least 25 agents. Now, is that doable for you if you got focused about it? Could you attract 5 agents per year for the next 5 years? If you did so, you would obviously have 25 agents on your first tier, which means you would unlock down to level 6 to be able to earn. So we're going to put some numbers in down to level 6 to mimic what the network would look like and how you would get paid. We're going to assume that these 25 people over the 5 years each only introduce 3 people. So they're not doing 25 like you, they're going to introduce 3 each. And of course, the way it'll actually work is some will do more, some will do less, but as an average. Then of those people on your second tier, each of them introduces 2 over the 5 years. Each of them, they introduce 1, and then we're just going to say 1 and 1 just to keep the numbers low. In reality, I've seen the guys who've got big networks. The numbers actually get bigger and bigger and bigger the more in depth you go in their networks, but we're just going to keep it stable, keep the numbers low for conservative purposes. Okay, if this is what you did over the next 5 years, remember your personal goal here is just to bring in 25 agents over the next 5 years, and the rest of the growth happens down in the network. If you did that, what would you think would be a nice, let's not be ridiculous, but a nice passive income that you could earn at the end of 5 years, having done this, just attracted 25 other agents to eXp. Well, if the network were to grow in this way, you would be earning, at the end of 5 years, 6.8 million Rand per year if the average agent is just doing that. The potential of this thing is incredible. Let's change the numbers up. Let's say over the next 5 years, you can only introduce 15 people. They each introduce 3, they introduce 2, and they introduce 1, and then you will not get paid on your 5th and 6th levels because you've only got 15 people personally enrolled. That would still give you an income of 2.6 million Rand per year on a passive income basis. Let's take it way down. Let's say over the next 5 years, you can only attract 10 agents to eXp. You then don't get paid on your 4th level, but even just with you find 10, they find 3, they find 2, you would be earning 1.3, almost 1.4 million Rand per year if the average agent is doing that. So I hope that is helpful. You compare that to the traditional model of having to somehow invest and save 30 million Rand in the next 5 years to be able to earn 1.5 million Rand a year. Whereas with this thing, all you've got to do is attract 10 other agents to eXp who each attract 3, each attract 2, and you've got pretty much the same amount every year passive income. So I hope that helps. I hope it puts it in perspective, and we look forward to carrying on the conversation with you.